We're in the Adult Swim booth right now, and this is Headlander, where you land a head on things.
I think it's a good description of it. It's like Futurama meets Space Quest.
I guess, okay, so when I first looked at it from across the room, I was like, oh, it looks like another one of those like Metroid games, because anything where you have someone in a suit shooting things in outer space has to be like Metroid. Then I started playing, and I'm like, oh, it's not quite like Metroid. There's a very interesting dynamic. So I'll let you go into the dynamic of gameplay.
That's what I said. It's like Futurama. You're one of the talking heads, and you take over a suit or a robotic body, and you land on it. And then I just unlocked something where you can vacuum someone's head off of their body and take over their body. It was kind of like, oh, it's cruel and unusual.
So you're a head. You're not a body. You're just a head.
I'm usually behind, but that's beside the point.
I wonder how that whole, I wonder how this thing works with gender roles. Because in the beginning, you can pick a guy or a girl, but I mean, what if it's going to be really confusing? Because you're going to be landing
it's a robot body.
You're going to be landing on robot bodies, but I mean, can you land? Is there all robot bodies? Just heads?
They're anatomically incorrect, gender-neutral robot bodies.
There you go. So only your head is your gender now. It's a very interesting mechanics because through this, there are lots of different puzzles. Like, there's a bunch of enemies in the room. You can come in and shoot a couple of them, detach your head, float across the room, attach to another one, shoot the other ones. Sometimes some of the spaces that you have to get to, you can only get to by detaching your head and flying through, and then trying to find a new body. I'm wondering how this is going to work later in the game. That could be interesting once the puzzles and the levels get really hard. And also, playing it with a PS4 controller is like playing it with my hands covered in butter. It's just very difficult. I can't wait to try this with a mouse and keyboard. Headlander, y'all.
Okay, we're here at Supergiant Games, and this is Amir. How you doing, man? We got this new snazzy game that we got playing behind us here. Tell us a little bit about it, and tell us what it's called.
Okay, so we're Supergiant. We're the creators of Bastion and Transistor. This is our party-based RPG called Pyre. In it, you lead a group of exiles to freedom by participating in this ancient competition across this vast mystical purgatory.
Now, I got the chance to play this, and that kind of about sums it up. And it's intense. If you've played Bastion or if you've played Transistor, you know that they may not be the most complicated games, but they're very intense. This one defies that, and it's a heck of a lot more complicated. I mean, I'm playing this here going, oh, I just really got my ass kicked. I cannot believe that. Normally, I'm like, these games are easy. No, this one will put your strategy mind to the max.
We refer to it as a party-based RPG, but in the rights you participate in, it's like a competitive sort of thing. So it's sort of your group against an opposing group, and only one of you can prevail. And when you prevail, it gets you closer on your path to freedom. So it's a multi-character game. We were interested in doing a multi-character game where you had a larger cast you could get closer to, and that's true even in the more action-packed ritual part of it, where you are, controlling multiple characters and trying to douse the opposing pyre and come up with strategies to do that.
Are you going to make this multiplayer?
So we're looking into it. We don't want to do anything at the expense of like the rich single-player experiences that we've made. So our focus has been on that. But we're interested in it, and right now we're just sort of investigating it.
While we're standing here, is there anything else you guys got in the pipe, or is it just this right now?
Right now we got the whole team working on Pyre, which feels really good. It's the same team that worked on Bastion and Transistor, and we're all together and we're doing it again. So we're feeling really good.
Who do you got the music on this one? Because it's also just as phenomenal.
Yeah, it's Darren. He's the composer on Bastion, composer on Transistor, and he's composing all the music for Pyre.
And I have to ask one very interesting question.
Yeah.
A lot of these games, you'll have that non-words for all of the characters.
Yeah.
Who decided that was a good idea? Because it's an amazing idea, and I love it personally.
That's all our creative director, Greg. He's invented the languages in all our games. In Bastion and Transistor with aspects of the text language, and in this game as well, he's invented his own third language. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we got some footage of this going on, and I can't wait to play this. When?
2017.
So next year. So we got a little ways. You can cry with me, but we got a little ways. When are we going to see like a beta of this, or is this kind of demo available after this, or is it just
right now? We're just showing it at PAX. Yeah.
So, all right. That's it, guys. We're going to wrap this up and check this game out. Keep an eye on these guys. I'm really excited, so I hope you are as well. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks a lot.
So we found another really interesting game that's all about boss battles. Kane's over there playing it right now. It's called Furi. Development team is in France. They're using Unity. Character design for the bosses is being designed by the guy who did the artwork for Samurai Jack. And then we've got lots of dark wave, sort of the synth music, featuring different artists like Carpenter Brute. He actually composed some original stuff for this game. And I guess he's in France too, so maybe they just went over and knocked on his door and said, hey dude, make us some music. This game is pretty intense, very fast combat. You have your dash, you have parry, and then you have your attack buttons, and then you can do some different charges and that sort of thing. And it's just boss after boss after boss. They say that the gameplay is going to be between 6 and 10 hours. They're also going to have a speed run mode, so if you want to compete with your friends and that sort of thing, you can do that. I guess each boss is going to be very different and dynamic, kind of epic. I suck with the controller, so I didn't do so well. Kane's doing a little better than I am. The animations and the controls are extremely satisfying. Combat's brutal yet crisp. There's not a lot of games out there that are quite this satisfying when it comes to combat. The thing that I want the most with this game, and this, just I guess the combat mechanics and that sort of thing, is I really want PvP. I want to be able to sit on the couch with somebody else and play this game. I like boss battles and all that sort of thing, but I think maybe with this or maybe later on in the game, if they can figure out a way to get multiplayer, I think it'll be ridiculously fun, possibly more fun than Tekken and Soul Calibur combined, in my opinion, because the combat is that satisfying. So if you guys are interested in the game, go ahead and check it out. It's Furi again, and I had quite a bit of fun with it. Maybe a bit of punishment for me, but you know, if boss battles is your thing, then definitely give it a look. Special thanks to Corsair. Check out their booth coverage for the new Cherry MX exclusive extremely fast switch. They've upgraded one of their old mice with a very nice infrared sensor, and we've got some pretty interesting technology going on with the Lua scripting on some of their keyboards. So check out the booth coverage, and also if you're at PAX, stop by and see us at their booth Sunday, 2 o'clock. Be there or be a dodecahedron.